The GST discussion on Whistler Real Estate is one of the most complicated we'll have, so it's important to understand it up front and to get independent advice from a Canadian accountant. The easy part: GST applies on new construction, and it applies on a property that has been substantially renovated, meaning more than 90% of the interior was removed or replaced. And it applies if the previous owner rented the property out heavily because the property may have shifted into a commercial use category. GST does not apply on a normal resale where the owner lived in the property or kept the property wholly for personal use. The sale of a residential home in Whistler is likely to be GST exempt. The complicated part, based on rental history. A Phase 1 unit that's been rented by the night may have GST implications on resale. If the seller has been renting the property by the night, has a GST number, and is filing GST returns, the property is GST applicable. Why is that relevant to you? Ask yourself, are you going to continue to rent it by the night, or do you want to keep the property for 100% personal use? Your answer will determine whether you must pay 5% GST on your purchase price. It could make your brain spin, but the GST gets turned off and back on again during the life of the property based on the use and rental history. Be safe. Never assume that GST has been paid. We check the status of every Whistler property as we're viewing them, and definitely before we write an offer. We want the list price you see to be the price you actually pay. Or we want to know if we need to add 5% GST or become a GST-registrant prior to the completion date. Always talk to your Canadian accountant for independent advice. Let's start the conversation at Whistler-RealEstate.ca. Whistler, from the inside.